Got to give the people, what they want. The people want this test prep, practice, and test prep. All right, we're going to get ready for this 2.1, or I think it's like 2.2a test. All right, so can I sketch a polynomial including the proper end behavior? That's what we just were working on in class today. So why don't you go ahead and sketch the graph of this equation. Y equals -2, x minus 3 squared times x minus 1. All right? So if I'm you, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, first off, how many degrees is this thing? And I see 1, 2 from this root, 3. So this is a third. Oh no, terrible. This is a third degree, all right, which means it's odd. And third degrees, since they're odd, they're supposed to start here and end up here. So I'm gonna look at this thing and be like, oh, but now I'm looking at my negative, my a value, and is negative, so that means these are gonna flip-flop. And that's not going to be the case. Since the a value is -2, right? That means that it's going to start up here and end down here. So, since it's third degree, I know it's odd, right? Third degrees look like that because odds look like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, let me go ahead and start here. Let me go ahead and end here. All right, so I see I have a root at x minus 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So one of my roots is here. And x minus 1, so one of my roots is, so my two roots are at 3 and 1. Okay, so I know I got to start at the top. So I'm going to go to my first root. Then I'm going to think, is this a single root? Or... oops, excuse me. I'm going to go to my first root, which is this one. And I'm thinking, is this a single root or a double root or a triple root? It's single, which means I'm going to go through. Then I'm going to come back up and I'm going to go to this root. That's the x minus 3 root. And I see that that is a double root, which means I touch it and I go back down. Look at this. Start up here and down here. There's a sketch. Okay? Boom. Let's do number 2. Why don't you write this down? F of x equals x minus 8, x plus 3, x minus 4, and x. Okay? So I'm going to start off. Well, why don't you graph it? You did. Let's see if yours matches mine. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to be like, okay, what is the degree of this thing? 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees. In other words, 1 root, 2 roots, 3 roots, 4 roots. So it's a 4th degree. I notice that the a value is positive. So this is going to work how any even degree is supposed to work. Remember, evens are like x squared, which means they start at top and end at the top. So this thing should start up here and it should end up here. Let's go ahead and figure out my x-intercepts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I have one x-intercept, one root at 8. So one of my crossing points is going to be here. I have one root at -3. So one of my points is going to be here. I have one root at 4. This one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have a point right here. And I have one root at 0, right? This is x plus 0. So boom. There are my 4 roots. So I'm going to go down with the first one. What is this? This is 1, 2, 3. This is this root. It's single. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to come back. Now I'm hitting this root. It's a single root, so it's going to go through. Then I'm going to come back. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, x minus. Now I'm going to hit this root right here for x minus 4 for the plus 4. That one, single. So I'm going to go through. And then I'm going to come back, and this is the x minus 8. There is the double. Boom. Go through there. All done. Start at the top, end at the top. That's what evens should do. All right. Let's do 2 more. Number 3. Why don't you go ahead, graph this one. Cool, you did that. So you're looking at it and you're like, okay, well, how many degrees is this thing? Is it even or odd? So I have 1, 2, I have 3 roots right here. And I have 2 roots right here. Which means I have 5 roots, which is mean this is a 5th degree, which means it is odd. I'm going to look at the a value. I see that it's negative. So odds are supposed to start at the bottom and end at the top, right? Just like y equals x. A line starts at the bottom, ends at the top. And that's x to the first. That's why it's odd. But since this is an odd, but the a value is negative, it's going to do the opposite of that. So it's going to start at the top, and it's going to end at the bottom because of that a value being negative. Okay, so let me see. I said I'm going to start at the top and end at the bottom. All right, let me find my roots. My first root is x equals 2, so 1, 2. There's where my first root lives. And my second root is x is negative 1, negative 1. That's where my second root lives. I'm going to start up here. I'm going to go down to my first root. And then I'm going to think, so what is this? This is this root right here. Is that a single, double, or triple root? Well, you should be looking at that and you're like, oh, that's a double root. Which means, boom, boom, it's going to touch and bounce up. That's what double roots do. And we're going to come back down. We're going to get here, which goes along with this root right here. Right? So now I'm thinking, is this a single, double, or triple root? That is a triple root because it's to the 3rd power. So the triple roots do this, kind of even out, and then do that. Boom, boom. So that's what my graphs look like. Double root, triple root. Boom, boom. All right. Last one. Go ahead and graph what you think this one is going to look like. Basically, your test tomorrow is just doing this. I don't think it's too hard. You got lots of practice in class. You'll get more practice before the test in class as well. I want to make sure you're ready. Okay, so let's see. How many degrees is this thing? Degrees. We got 1, 2 roots there. 1 more, so that's 3 roots there. 3 more, so that's 6 roots total. So 6 roots, which means it is a 6th degree, which means it is even. Now let me go ahead and let me look at my a value. I see the a value is negative. So remember, evens, like y equals x squared, right? Evens are supposed to start at the top and end at the top. But this one has that negative a value that we've been talking about, right? I have this negative 1. Remember, that's just an invisible negative 1. That's right there. It has that negative a value, so everything flips and switches. So in this case, this one is going to start at the bottom and it's going to end at the bottom because, right, it needs to get flipped upside down. That's what we're ultimately doing, is we're taking it even and we're flipping it upside down. So I know I'm going to start down here, and I know I'm going to end down here, right? So let's see. My x-intercepts are at, give me a different color. Where my x, here, my x-intercept for this one, this is x plus 0, so I have an x-intercept at 0. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one tells me I have an x-intercept at -4. And this one tells me I have an x-intercept at +5. All right, let's see if it works. So I'm going to start at the bottom. Doom, doom. Going up, what is this? This is the x plus 4. This is a single root, so I'm going to go through, come back to my next one. I get here. This is the x plus 0 root. It is a double root because x is squared, so I'm going to hit it and I'm going to bounce. And I'm going to come back and go to my next point. The next point is here. This is the x minus 5 cubed. It's a triple root. So it goes, it kind of flattens, and then it comes down. Now I'm writing not on the table, which is why my writing is kind of crazy, but you should get the general idea. And hopefully yours looked like a single, a double, and a triple root. All right, that's me, Mr. Bass. That's all we got. Get ready for this test. Y'all got this. Hopefully this should be a relatively easy one. The test is pretty short too. Peace.